How to price my product for profit. Let's talk about this in this video. I get a lot of questions on how do I price my product or service for profit. And the truth is, I'm not here to break that down in this video because I possibly cannot in a short video as this. If I really want to help you get transformational results, that is what I teach in my courses. However, I am here to help you have an idea of how it is structured so that you can actually perhaps use that to find your way through. I actually suffered with this situation when I got started with my business. I didn't know how to price my product or service for profit. Now, this is what happens when you do not price your product or service for profit. When the demand comes, you will not be effective and you are killing the image of your business, especially if you are online. Because giving out value and giving out service that will transform your customers is very, very demanding. You don't get paid for that value you're offering. You will feel cheated. I mean, if you're giving out value to somebody, for instance, a product, I will use a product I'm into, soap making. If you want to give out valuable soaps, for instance, your customers are people that you target in supermarkets. For God's sake, these people want quality. Don't forget they are buying soaps. So if you want you want them to, you want your product to be their choice, you have to give them, you have to meet up the same standard of whatever soap or brand they are using. And to do that is demanding, for God's sake. Chemicals are expensive and all of that. So you have to find a way you price for profit. At the same time, you do not overprice. So these are the things you have to factor. You have to factor first and foremost your chemicals or whatever raw materials you're using to produce whatever it is, be it your clothes, be it your soaps, name it. You know what you're into. And then you have to factor also the cost. I think I said the cost of your raw materials. I think I said that. Yes. So you have to factor the cost of your raw materials. You have to factor the cost of your production. If you are in Nigeria, of course, you know that it depends on what you're producing. You know that you have to think about fuel if you have to use a generator to get your things produced, or you have to consider the fact that you are using phcn, and for of course it's not free, you are paying for it. You also have to consider the fact that you have need of assistance through labor. They're not offering that service for free. You also have to consider the fact that you have to package, I mean, for it to be presentable to them, because I teach people how to build a brand. When you build a brand, and mind you, building a brand is not just about the colors or your labels and all of that. That is just the basics. It's deeper than that. So all these things you have to put into consideration. You have to factor them into your products that you're going to price. Now, when that is done, you also have to, there's something they call margin, profit margin. You have to define that and all of that. Don't you ever give a price of your product if you have not gone through all these things and other variables, which I cannot break down in details in this video. But of course, if it's a dedicated class, why not? I will take my time and break it down for you the way I have been taught, the way I have applied it to my business, and the way it's helping me. But again, if it's just online information, don't expect to get depth. That is why when you see people price their course and the cost is to you is quite expensive. Well, of course, I know very well that they are scammers. So the people that will price put a high price to their product and it doesn't have any value to offer. I have been scammed so many times. So I get all that. I get those objections. I understand that very well. However, you also have to know that giving out value demands you to for it to be profitable. So that is it. So by the time you factor all this, you are now going to do some mathematics, some divisions, and that is how you arrive at the price of your product. So the price that it takes for you to produce one bottle of soap, then you now put the price. So that price times maybe 100 bottles, 1,000 bottles. That's how you derive, or that's how you get to a profitable price for your product or service. Now, imagine I'm training people on how to do certain things, and the cost of buying my tools, etc., my time, breaking things down, and you expect me to price my course at 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 naira. It's not possible. I can't give out value that will change your life that way. So, this is how to actually put a price, derive or come about a profitable price for your product or service. I hope this helps.